Here are the 6 main principles that go into actually dieting for fat loss. The first one we're going to be going over is consistency. So without consistency, it doesn't matter what you do, regardless if you're doing a keto diet, intermittent fasting, whatever diet that is out there, every single one of them, you have to be consistent to make it happen. If you aren't consistent with it, unfortunately, it's not going to happen. You're not going to lose the fat you want to. This is a big one that a lot of people have, is that they diet fine, Monday through Friday, they have their meals set up and everything. Then the weekend rolls around, then they go completely off, off the deep end basically. They're drinking beer, they're going out for burgers with their friends, basically having a social life. If you want to lose any amount of body fat, you have to kind of give up some of those things for a while, just for a short period of time. You shouldn't be dieting for more than 3 to 4 months at a time. Number 2 is going to be calorie balance. Whenever you do a diet, you need to make sure you're in a caloric deficit. Every single diet out there, it doesn't matter what it is, if you're losing body fat, it's because you're in a caloric deficit. It's not because the diet has any, special, attributes to it that's causing that to happen. When you're on keto, you have higher fat, moderate protein, low carbs. With that, because you're cutting out a whole macronutrient group. By doing that, you're not going to consume as many calories automatically. Plus the fats and proteins, they're a lot more satiating. They fill you up a lot more. And because of that, you're not going to eat as many calories. That's basically all there is to it. So calorie balance is very, very important. If you aren't in a caloric deficit and you're not losing body fat, that's why. You got to be in a caloric deficit. Most people recommend a 500 to 1,000 calorie deficit starting out. I recommend it based off of your body weight. So if you are 300 pounds, start at your maintenance calories. That's the calories that you maintain your body weight on. Subtract about 300 calories from it. And then, you get down to 2,700 or whatever it is that you're at. And just monitor your body weight. If you're going down in weight, keep it there. Only drop again when you stop losing weight for about 2 weeks. Calorie balance is going to compose about 50% of the fat loss debate. If you aren't in that caloric deficit, the other 50% isn't going to matter. You're not going to be able to get the results you want to. It's just very, very difficult, unfortunately. So make sure you're getting in the right amount of calories. Make sure you're not overeating. And on the weekends especially, you got to be consistent. The third principle we need to follow is macronutrient balance. So macronutrients, for those that don't know, are basically proteins, fats, carbohydrates, and alcohols, or alcohol. Multiple alcohols, there you go. Each one of these is very, very important in the body, except for alcohol, which is actually not important for the body, as you guys know. What you want to be thinking about when you have macronutrients is getting your baselines in, and then beyond that, there's not many benefits except for carbohydrates, which I'll go over here in a second. So for fats, you need at least 0.2 grams per pound of body weight to maintain a healthy hormonal balance in your body and stay healthy overall. And then next we have protein. Protein is very, very important in the body. It basically composes the building blocks of life. If you don't have proteins in your body, you're probably dead. That's, it's kind of important. So amino acids, any kind of protein intake, it needs to be at least 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight. So 0.8 is going to be, if you're 200 pounds, 160 to 200 grams of protein per day is what you want to be intaking. That's going to make sure that you're getting enough protein intake in to recover from your workouts, make sure that you're not going to be losing muscle, because if you're losing muscle while losing fat, then that's not a good place to be, and you're going to be skinny fat. You want to maintain as much muscle as possible, and if you're training hard enough, you can actually build a little muscle while you're losing fat. It just depends on how much body fat you have to lose. And the final one we have is carbohydrates. So carbohydrates it's the main energy source in our body. The more carbohydrates you have in your body at any one time, the more energy you're going to have. So with these, your goal is to keep these as high as you possibly can. Find the fat source, the 0.2 grams of fat you need. Find 0.8 to 1 gram of protein you need, and then the rest of your calories should just be carbohydrates. That's going to give you the best bang for your buck when it comes to performance, when it comes to recovery, and the harder you can work out in the gym, the more body fat you're going to lose. So if you have to do something like keto, if it's something that you really can stick to, then go check out my video right there. I don't know how the carbs work, guys. I'm sorry. Make sure that carbohydrates is the main thing you want to be making sure you're getting the most in out of all of them. So macronutrients are about 30% of the overall principles for losing body fat. This is a good sign, because if we have 50% from calorie balance and 30% from macronutrients, proteins, carbs, and fats, that's 80% of it right there. So if you just do the calorie balance and the macronutrients, the rest of it really isn't that important. Make sure you're getting in the right amount of proteins and you're getting your calorie balance in. The fats and carbs, it's okay if you kind of swing one way or the other. The fats can be higher one day and the carbs can be lower another day. It just depends on what you need, what you function with the best. So you need to experiment, find how your body reacts to it, and go from there. And the last 3 principles we're going to be looking at are going to be nutrient timing, God damn it. I'm gonna get there, I promise. Why have you forsaken me, God? Is it because I'm a heathen? Or heathen? Hey, heaven and heathen actually rhyme. That's amazing. Okay, but seriously. So the last three that we're gonna be going over are nutrient timing, food composition, and supplements. So these make up about 20%. For the actual nutrient timing, this basically means that you want to put most of your carbohydrates around your workouts. This is going to give you the best bang for your buck when it comes to energy. You're going to burn a lot of those carbohydrates off during the workout, and then after the workout by having more carbohydrates than throughout the rest of the day. Food composition is really not that important when it comes to losing body fat. Yes, you want to be thinking about consuming lean proteins, healthy fats, but in the overall scheme of things, as long as your calorie balance and your macronutrients are in line, you can pretty much eat whatever you want to. And then the last one we have is supplements. Supplements really aren't that important. So if someone's trying to say, hey, you can lose 50 pounds in 2 weeks by doing this one thing with this one, supplement or whatever, like that is, it's not gonna happen. That's just how it is. So basically what all this boils down to is hit your calorie balance, make sure you're in a calorie deficit, go off of your body weight, go off of 500 to 1,000, whatever you need to do. Just don't drop all your calories at once, otherwise you're gonna notice in the gym, you're not gonna have a lot of energy, you're gonna crap out pretty quickly in the gym, unfortunately. Second one we're gonna have is macronutrients, of course. So fats, proteins, carbs, I already kind of went over those before, so just make sure you're eating the right amounts of those and make sure your carbs are as high as you can possibly keep them while still losing body fat. The third one we have, of course, is nutrient timing. So eat your carbs around your, most of your carbs around your workouts. That's gonna give you the best bang for your buck. It's gonna, go toward recovery, glycogen stores, and just kind of keeping you satiated for the most part, because if you have carbs the rest of the day, they're very easy to overeat. So have them around your workouts, and that's gonna be the best, the best thing you can possibly do, honestly. After nutrient timing, we have food composition. So trying to have the healthiest foods you possibly can in your day-to-day life is the best idea. The best thing that you could do, if you're trying to lose body fat. So what I recommend is having at least one serving of lean proteins, one serving of fruit, one serving of vegetables, and then you can have an extra carbohydrate source in there like rice, oatmeal, whatever you prefer, as long as you're not going over your calorie balance and you're trying to keep your macronutrients balanced as well. And finally, the most important one, consistency. If you're not consistent, no matter what you do in the gym, no matter how many calories you think you're gonna burn, if you're not consistent on your diet, you're not gonna lose body fat. You can have a perfect 1,000 calorie deficit Monday through Friday and eat it all back on Saturday night out with your friends. It's that important to be consistent. If you're not consistent, it's not gonna happen. Bottom line, the people that lost fat and kept it off, they were consistent, they made sure they didn't eat a ton of food after the diet and they slowly brought their calories up. That's how you want to do it. If you're one of those people that's been trying to lose weight forever and you're never been able to do it, you have to be consistent. The consistency, the calorie deficit, macronutrients. You get those three things down, you will lose body fat, I guarantee it. And with that said, I actually have an article about this up on my website, so you can go check it out down in the description box. If you guys enjoyed, you learned some new information in here, definitely like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I'm going to be uploading every Saturday, as soon as I can. Probably about 8 a.m. every Saturday is what we're going to be looking at. But thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and of course, have a great weekend. Until next time, Dante Redgrave.